Can you remain standing? Before starting with the pledge to the flag with Phil Cacciola from Post 75, I'd just like to have a moment of silence. Over this past year, we've lost some unbelievable people from the business community. Starting last night, yesterday was a funeral for, as you know, Buzzy Levine, who had been at this function every year since I've been involved in 1983. Also deceased this year, these are all people either distinguished citizens or past chairs of the chamber. Buzzy Levine, Bob Byrne, art director, Joe Vinci, and then we lost my longtime supporter and an unbelievable executive secretary, Joan Wood, over the past year. So if we can have a moment of silence for those 5 outstanding people. Thank you very much, and Phil Cacciola now lead us to the pledge to the flag, and then immediately after that, Anthony Asante will be getting up to be our master of ceremonies again. Last year he did a great job, and I know he will this year. He's a past chairman of the chamber. And then Greg Shook will be giving a welcome remarks, and we want to make sure everyone's quiet for that because it's his last night as chairman. Okay, Phil.
Thank you, Larry. With hand over heart and facing the American flag, please join me as we pledge allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be seated. And Anthony Asante is up here.
Good evening. Thank you, Larry, and thank you, Phil, for leading in our Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to welcome everyone. I am talking. Welcome to the 122nd annual dinner of the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce in Connecticut. This is an occasion when we recognize achievement and excellence in our community, so it's an appropriate point to express our appreciation of our dear coach, Larry McHugh, and the staff who put this event together, and so much more on our behalf. So I'd like the staff to please stand and be recognized, and thank you, Larry, for all that you've done through the year. Just as a point of information, tonight's program is being taped for television by WCNX-TV. This program will air in mid-July to mid-August on Comcast Middletown Channel 15 in northern Middlesex County, and on Valley Shore Community Television Channel 19 in southern Middlesex County. Check the program guide on both systems. As well, the program will be featured on demand in the Middlesex Chamber website starting in mid-July. For welcoming remarks, I'd like to call upon my friend, a great person in our community downriver, and to call on our board chair as his last evening, as Larry mentioned, Mr. Greg Shook.
Thank you, Anthony. Obviously, it's been my honor to serve and represent the interests of the membership this year. I've been able to meet so many fine people along the way. My connections in the chamber date really way back. I invited Larry in 1985 to address the Madison Chamber of Commerce on how to run a chamber like a business. I needed a third party as I served as a director at other places, including Cleveland. But when you're on the board, sometimes you need to bring in an outsider. So I brought him in, and I heard what a fantastic job he was doing here. And he turned Madison around, and Madison is still operating to this day. Larry, that was only 32 years ago. So some of you may have noticed that my theme this year Businesses and business people, to me, are heroes too. When you look at the businesses and the odds of making it work 5 years, 10 years out or longer, it takes an enormous amount of effort. One is faced with facets where you may need to fill in or complement in areas that you never even thought of when you're starting a business: technology, marketing, bookkeeping, procurement, insurance, laws, taxes, and have to be a jack of all trades and hire internal or third parties to manage these gaps. Your connections here let you meet people who listen, understand, and can help or refer you to trustworthy, competent people. So to me, people that run businesses, large and small, should be celebrated too. That is also what this night is about, celebrating your success. At the Middlesex Chamber, you're honored. And that is the gift of membership here. People coming in, getting the feeling of belonging immediately. They become part of a team that thrives to improve commerce. Business leaders take risks that lead to revenue that can be taxed along with their employees, which supports valuable services and lifts our market. Businesses that are successful hire people. People hired, lifted up in spirit, and have hope for a better standard of living for themselves and their families. I say to all businesses, you are smart, you are engaged, and you're making a difference no matter how the market may move. Whether the tide goes out or the tide comes in, you are agile and you strive to remain on solid ground. And a strong Chamber of Commerce is good for all citizens, no matter what happens in Washington or in the state. So like any organization, you need a dynamic and energized, competitive team, thoroughly engaged to make a difference. We have that here. My joy this year was observing that. The leadership from the board and Larry, 2,175 members come together to assist in commerce, which I looked it up. It's defined as an interchange of ideas, opinions, sentiments, exchanging or buying, servicing and selling of commodities or services. As we reflect on this chamber and celebrate and congratulate everyone receiving awards tonight, we thrive because of all the participants. How our chamber listens, educates, recognizes good people doing outstanding things, and fully supports the environment necessary to sustain business and adapts to our membership's needs. We come here to listen and learn. The Chamber is here to help you be successful, period. So I conclude, I want to thank my wife, Nancy, my family, and clearly the Essex Savings Bank Board of Directors and all my colleagues for allowing me time to serve. If you wouldn't mind standing up, I'd appreciate it. My staff, please stand up. My directors, my wife and daughter. My deepest thanks also goes to Larry's guidance and patience and his superlative staff that made this job so enjoyable. Jeff and Joanna are so positive and strong, along with all the staff. I think I'd love you to read their names. I won't. In the back of Word of Thanks, you'll see them in the last third paragraph, all of those names. Though that staff is listed in that brochure. I consider them all lifelong friends. They do the planning. They do the blocking and tackling of the issues and execution of all of our initiatives. They assist the committees and subcommittees who are our future and promote their ideas. Thanks again for the honor to represent this chamber and its membership.
On behalf of the Chamber, thank you, Greg, for a great year and your incredible leadership. Moving on, we are going to recognize some distinguished guests who are here in attendance. We're pleased to have them with us this evening and welcoming local officials and state. Those include Anthony Salvatore from the town of Cromwell, Bob Santangelo from the city of Middletown. It's okay to clap for them. They work hard. Chief William Kenneth, City of Middletown Police, Tom Serra, Carl Chisholm, Grady Faulkner from Middletown, Phil Pacina from Middletown, and Al Santostefano from City of Middletown. You would think an Italian like me should be able to get these names right. I mean, I'm in Middletown, right? I should get this right, Kama. Also in attendance, let's see if I get these right, are past chairs of the chamber, and I'd like to have them stand. Harry Burr, Gary Gamola, Attorney Bill Howard, Jim Kama, my friend from East Haddam, Mary Ellen Klink, Larry Marino, Bob Fasari, Ken MacCormac, who's with us up here this evening, Kelly Smith, my friend Chandler Howard from Liberty Bank, Darlene Briggs, my good golfing buddy, Rich Corella, and a great golfer and a heck of a hospital executive, Vin Capice. Additionally, we have proclamations from various offices and dignitaries around the state. Just want to thank them and recognize that the following proclamations were given: 2-hour dinner this evening for the Middlesex Chamber from Governor Daniel Malloy, Comptroller Kevin Lembo, and U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal. And I would like to introduce Bob Santangelo, the Deputy Mayor of the City of Middletown, to come up and present some proclamations.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Santangelo, Deputy Mayor of the City of Middletown, and on behalf of Mayor Dan Drew, I bring the greetings of the City of Middletown. One of the things I always appreciate about coming to a chamber event is that what I see, what I sense, and what I know is here. In this room, the way I view it, is a group of people who have been successful at what they do. You run businesses, you do things for the community, and as a result of the work that you do, we have a better community. Tonight, I'm honored to be here to acknowledge people who've gone just a little step beyond. And not just them, I know almost everyone in this room goes that step beyond, that's a little bit extra for the community. So what I'm going to do right now is I have 4 proclamations. I'm not going to read them all, as you can see how long they are. So we're just going to be quick with it. Thank God we be here. Okay. First, I'm reading them in chronological order in terms of what we're doing here, if you know what we do with proclamations. This one is for Bill and Sharon Griffin. And I'm going to read the last paragraph where it says, "Now therefore be it resolved that I, Daniel T. Drew, Mayor of the City of Middletown, do hereby proclaim Thursday, June 8th, 2017 as William F. and Sharon K. Griffin Day in the City of Middletown. And on behalf of the residents, I congratulate Bill and Sharon on being deserving recipients of the 2017 Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce Distinguished Citizen Award. Bill and Sharon are being honored at the Chamber's annual dinner this evening, and for Bill and Sharon, their day is tomorrow. Our next proclamation is for Kenneth and MacCormac, and it says, "Now therefore be resolved that I, Daniel T. Drew, Mayor of the City of Middletown, do hereby proclaim Friday, June 9th, 2017 as Kenneth W. MacCormac Day." And it continues on about the city and move right along. Okay. This one is for Phil Ouellette. And again, now for there be resolved that I, Daniel T. Drew, Mayor of the City of Middletown, do hereby proclaim Saturday, June 10th, 2017 as Phil Ouellette Day in the City of Middletown. Okay, I have one more, the last one. This is for William J. Warner. I've never called you Billy. Okay. It says, "Now therefore be it resolved that I, Daniel T. Drew, Mayor of the City of Middletown, do hereby proclaim Sunday, June 11th, 2017 as William J. Warner Day in the City of Middletown." going to read something very briefly to you. It's part of an essay that I've been reading for over 25 years. It's called Success, and it sort of says a lot about why we're here this evening and what we're doing this evening. It starts off, it says, success, to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Now we're going to present scholarships. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the evening, presenting the scholarships to our young leaders in the community. Every time I look at their CVs and what they've accomplished over their years in school, it gives me hope and for our future and what these young adults mean for our community. And having 3 children entering their teenage years, I need all the hope I can get. Our first scholarship is going to be presented by Peter Casper. He's the Senior Vice President from Middle Oak, and I call upon Peter. Peter, there he is.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here tonight, and on behalf of the Middle Oak organization, present the 2017 Raymond E. Baldwin Scholarship to a very well-deserving young lady. And before calling up Arianna, I want to provide a little brief history of the man for whom this scholarship is named. A graduate of Wesleyan and Yale, Raymond Baldwin served the citizens of Connecticut as a state representative, our governor, our U.S. senator, and as a justice and chief justice of the state Supreme Court. Long after his retirement, Judge Baldwin continued to serve our community as a trial court referee and on various boards and committees and associations up until his 90th birthday. We were very fortunate at Middlesex, formerly Middlesex Mutual and now Middle Oak, to have Judge Baldwin serve on our board for 43 years. Judge Baldwin had a very special interest in supporting our young people with the ability to spark their interest in public affairs and instilling in them the values of academic achievement, leadership, and service. It's only fitting that these are the primary criteria for the selection of this scholarship. The Chamber had another difficult decision to make this year, but our recipient clearly has all of the attributes that are exemplified and inspired by Judge Baldwin. As you can see from the information provided in your program, Arianna has accomplished quite a bit so far in life, and I just wanted to highlight a few things from the program. Valedictorian at Haddam Killingworth High School, where she achieved high honors for 4 straight years. She's a member of the National Honor Society, most recently serving as a committee head, a scholar athlete, competing on Haddam Killingworth's varsity softball team. And in her, I like to put her on quote, spare time, she also is a member of the Drama Club, the Spanish Honor Society, the Current Events Club, the Interact Club, where she serves as vice president. I probably missed a couple, right? She is a recipient of over a dozen academic excellence awards, as detailed in your program, and spends quite a bit of time in the community as a volunteer. She plans on taking all of her talents and promise to George Washington University in the fall, where she plans to study history and pre-law. So Arianna, take a minute with all that's going on and be proud of what you accomplished so far. Take a minute. I know how busy you are, you must be, but take a minute to be proud. I know your parents, Bob and Donna, are very proud of you, and I just had met you this evening, but I feel proud of you as well. And so it is people like you, as was just mentioned, that give us older folks a great deal of confidence that our future, in spite of all of its challenges, is very bright and ultimately will be in very capable hands. So in closing, I know Judge Baldwin will be very proud to have you receive his scholarship. And so it's with great pleasure that I announce the winner of the 2017 Raymond E. Baldwin Scholarship. So please join me in congratulating Arianna Masotti. You can just say thank you.
I'm so short. Thank you so much for this. It means the world. As a lot of you with kids know, funding in education is a real challenge, so this certainly helps. So just thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter, and congratulations, Arianna. All the best of luck to you. Our next scholarship that I'm proud to present is the Harry H.S. Phillips Jr. Scholarship. It is dedicated in the memory of the former president of Newfield Publications, which was actually the publisher of Weekly Reader. The scholarship is awarded to a student who has a positive attitude toward learning, high academic achievement, and outstanding community involvement. This year's recipient of the scholarship is Meghan Long from Mercy High School. Just to give you some overview of Meghan's accomplishments, she is wrapping up an incredible year where she was receiving awards such as the Princeton University Book Award, Wesleyan University Book Award, Mercy High School's Entrance Exam Scholarship, in addition to receiving the recognition of Summa Cum Laude and Maximum Cum Laude. She is a member of the National Honor Society, the Latin Honor Society, and the French Honor Society. She has participated in a number of community service and volunteer initiatives and spent time volunteering at the James Square Nursing Home and Rehabilitation Center at St. Pius Church, as well as at Mercy High School. Meghan's academic career and experiences in her life and with her family has led her to choose a career in healthcare with the ultimate desire of becoming a doctor. She is a great representative of Middlesex County and a deserving recipient of the 2017 Harry H.S. Phillips Scholarship. She will attend the University of Connecticut in the fall, where she will study biology pre-med. I'd like to call upon Meghan Long for your scholarship. Meghan.
Thank you for choosing me for this scholarship. It means a lot. I was accepted into the special program in medicine at UConn, so 8 years from now I hope to be graduating medical school. I would like to thank Mercy High School. That's been the best 4 years of high school that I ever could have imagined. I graduated last week, and I would also like to thank my family for supporting me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Meghan. All the best of luck. Our next scholarship is in honor of Larry's mother, the Lorraine McHugh Scholarship. It is awarded in honor of Lorraine, obviously, and it's given to a student who will be attending Central, Eastern, Western, Southern, or UConn university system. It is based on academic achievement, extracurricular excellence, and community service. This year's recipient is Andrew Tammaro. Did I say that, Andrew? Did I say that correctly? I'm sorry. I'm having a tough time with the names here tonight, Kama. You should have heard what some people called my name, though. He had a stellar career at Portland High School, where he's been high honor student since his freshman year, a student and athlete participating in all 3 athletic seasons, including soccer, where he served as team captain during his senior year, basketball, where he served as manager starting in his junior year, in addition to being the lead statistician during his senior year. He played on the golf team all 3 seasons as well. His interests extend beyond athletics, where he was a team member of the high school math team for all 4 years and eventually became captain during his senior year. He has achieved many academic recognitions, including the 2016 Bausch & Lomb Honorary Science Award, the 2016 Rensselaer Medal Award, and the 2016 Shoreline Outstanding Junior in Mathematics Award. His interests in statistics and sports lead him to having the goal of becoming the general manager of an NBA basketball team. He's a great representative of Middlesex County, a deserving recipient of the Lorraine McHugh Scholarship for 2017, and he's going to attend the University of Connecticut in the fall, where he will study data analytics. Andrew, I call upon you, come on up, and where are you? There you are.
I want to give a big thank you to Larry McHugh and the rest of the chamber for giving me this scholarship. I also want to thank my family and all my brothers who couldn't be here, and I hope they're proud of me. So thank you.
So we've just seen 3 people for our future, and behind that is a lot of work. And I just would like to take a moment to recognize the committee. We receive an enormous amount of applications for these scholarships, and I want to recognize and thank Tom and Mary Ann Serra, Dave Larson, Bill Curlin, and for their incredible service to this committee for many years, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. It is now time for dinner. I will get out of your hair for 30 minutes. Enjoy. Enjoy your company as well. These are all police and firemen. You can be seated, and they got a couple of songs. You can be seated. Just want to take a moment to also thank the staff here at the hotel, the management. We've had a long-running relationship with this location here, and they've always done an outstanding job. So thank you so much for all that you do and your staff. It's been fantastic. Thank you very much. Additionally, just want to thank the bagpipers and the Middletown Police Benefit Association. Just a little history note here, as you probably have all remembered from past dinners, that this chamber has been in operation since 1895. And we are now about 50,000 people strong, 2,175 member businesses, and we're not stopping. We just keep going and going. And a lot of that has to do with this guy right to my left and his staff. And just want to thank you for everything. Additionally, our treasurer, Steve Sikowski, Steve, there he is. He has given us a good report here on our financial situation, and under our chairman, Greg Shook, and Steve, and the rest of our executive committee, we are doing quite well here this year in very strong position. I also want to just direct your attention to the program this evening, and you will find many of our programs. It's a year in review, all of the programs that the Chamber has conducted. This staff and Larry are nonstop, and I don't know how they do it, quite honestly. I mean, all of us on the executive committee, we look at the calendar and we look at all that is done on a month-to-month basis. It is absolutely amazing. And there is no other chamber, in my opinion, and I think many of us in this room will agree, there's no other chamber in the country that puts out as much programs and productivity as we do here in Middlesex. So thank you again for an incredible year. Moving on, I'm proud to announce now the Michael Green Award. This award is sponsored by the Chamber and is presented each year to a police officer, firefighter, or public official in recognition of outstanding service to our community. We do have in attendance some past recipients of the Michael Green Award, and I would just ask them to please stand up, and I hope I don't mess up any names this time. Chief Anthony Salvatore. Where's the chief? Where is it? There is Chief. From 1996, Phil Vicentanner. Where's Phil? From 2001, Al Santastefano. And from 2014, Phil Pacina. Where's Phil? This year's recipient, he's already shown his influence here with our bagpipers, and we want to congratulate Mr. William J. Warner, who is a retired police detective for the city of Middletown. And before I present it or Larry will present this to him, I'd like to just give you some overview of Bill's history here. He's a retired police detective for the city of Middletown for 24 years, served in a variety of roles, starting as a civilian police dispatcher in 1989. He joined the auxiliary police unit in 91 and became a full-time member of the department in 94. He's worked in the street crime unit, major investigations, and then as a detective, he specialized in fraud investigations and worked diligently to identify individuals involved in multi-jurisdictional crime rings by networking with other police agencies, banks, and financial institutions. He received a Medal of Valor and Purple Heart, a citation for bravery, and the Chief's Award for outstanding service. His devotion to his home community continues. He is a member of the Middletown Kiwanis International and a board member of the Middletown Community Thanksgiving Project. He remains involved in support of the police force, especially through his co-founding of the Middletown Police Benefit Association Bagpipe Band. In order to celebrate and promote and preserve the pipe band culture within the law enforcement community. He lives in Higginham, has 2 grown daughters and a grandson, and enjoys spending his time boating, bicycling, and playing the bagpipes, I guess, right? So, Mr. Bill Warner, William Warner, please come up for your award.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I am very honored to be here tonight. Truly humbled by this honor. My dad used to tell me when I was a youngster, Bill, you are the company you keep. Well, I think my dad would be very proud tonight. The company that I'm keeping tonight is outstanding, and thank you very much. Please give yourselves a round of applause, because I am honored to be here with you. I want to thank the Chamber and the outstanding work that Mr. McHugh and his staff has done over the years. Mr. McHugh was head football coach at Xavier when I was just a scrawny little freshman. I know it's kind of hard to imagine, people that have known me for a long time, but there was a time. Coach was a great inspiration to all of us, even those who did not play football. I actually went out for the freshman football team, but I saw Coach motivating the team at one of the practices, and I realized that maybe I wasn't cut out for football, and so I joined the bowling league. Actually did well in bowling. I'm just kidding. Although I never quite became a football star at Xavier, it was there that I first became involved in volunteer work and discovered how rewarding it was for me. Xavier instilled in me the faith and sense of community that has lasted me throughout my life. That faith served me well in the early morning hours of August 11th, 1999, when my prayers were answered and my fellow officers and I survived an incident that most often has a much different outcome. The outpouring of support that we received from our community and our fellow officers was overwhelming, and my family saw firsthand the compassion and kindness bestowed upon us. And I promised myself at that time that I would try and pay it forward some way, somehow. I would like to thank the organizations that have allowed me to help do that in our community. One of the groups is the Middletown Kiwanis Club, outstanding group of men and women that do so many programs to help children and families in need. One of the programs is Warm the Children, and I want to thank former Chief Lynn Baldoni for all she does to coordinate that program. She's here tonight. Thank you very much. This program, thank you. She deserves it. She works very hard. We donate, we raise donations and provide clothing, warm clothing for children all over the greater Middletown area. So it's a great thing to be a part of. Another group I'm very proud of is the Middletown Community Thanksgiving Project. We put together and donate over 1,000 Thanksgiving dinner baskets for families and individuals. And many of you in this room are involved in this project. And thank you very much for keeping that going. It's a phenomenal project. I would like to thank the Middletown Police Department and my brother and sister officers for a truly rewarding and satisfying career. Thank you, Mayor Drew and Chief McKenna, for all your support over the years. I'd also like to congratulate our scholarship winners here tonight and our Distinguished Citizen Award recipients. Although I don't know most of you personally, I do know Phil Ouellette, and Phil, congratulations on your award. Phil has been an outstanding supporter of the police department, of our bagpipe band, and other endeavors that I've been involved in for many years, ever since he opened Eli Cannons. He usually runs the other way when I come down looking for donations for one thing or another, but I appreciate your support and congratulations. I would lastly like to thank my family, many of whom I did not expect to be here tonight, so thank you very much. My uncle Phil Vizentainer is here tonight. My aunt Sharon, he is one of the recipients of this award, and I'm very proud to have him here with me tonight. Lastly, I just want to thank again my friends and family and my better half, Lori, for being there by my side, even though I'm sure it isn't always easy. Thank you very much. Also, thank you to the bagpipe band. Sounded phenomenal. I'm so proud to have you here. I did not know they were going to be here, and they sounded great. Thank you again, everyone.
Congratulations, Bill. It's a great bagpipe band, too. Moving on to our distinguished citizens. Just want to recognize a few of the previous recipients of the Distinguished Citizen Award who are here this evening. I think when we look at this and you realize what these people have done through their lives in our community for so many years, and they still come back. They come back to this dinner year after year, and I think it's because of what we've accomplished here, not only in Middlesex County, but as a state, and everything that we can do as business owners, community people working for the state or our city, whatever it is, everyone goes above and beyond. And all I would say is to the scholarship recipients, I hope that each of you may someday be one of these recipients as a distinguished citizen. You come back home and you do good things at home. Don't leave Connecticut. Come back home, okay? Your great, great future, and we want you back here. So our distinguished citizens that are in attendance here this evening, Mary Ellen Klink, Herb Clark, please stand, everybody, if you could. Gary Gamola, William Howard, David Director, Wells Gilmartin, Jim Kama, Dave Schulman, Albert Hamra, Jennifer Alexander and Mark Maselli, Mark Levin, Harry Burr, Greg Shook, Robert Fasari, Jay Polk, Bill Rang, Jackie Williams, Judge Holzberg, Darlene Briggs, Chandler Howard, and Larry Marino. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you've done and for everything that you do continuously and coming back. It's a great honor to now move on to the Distinguished Citizen Awards and honor outstanding people who have achieved so much and given so much to the communities. They all have lengthy resumes, and we'll have to excuse us for not being able to go over in detail, but I'm going to refer to the program if you'd like to look at more of the specifics. I'd like to start off with our first recipients, Bill and Sharon Griffin. I got to give you some accolades first, Bill, and then you come up and... No, I was just... That's okay, that's all right. I've been messing up all night on vowels, and so These beautiful people established the Peach Pit Foundation in 2004 to have a positive impact on their community. The foundation seeks to help working people who need a leg up in life. It fosters the development of working families and individuals who need a little boost for education and mental health counseling. They work with the Community Foundation of Middlesex County and have directed activities in providing grants for many local initiatives, including Middlesex Community College, Middlesex County United Way, the Middlesex YMCA, Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce, Summer Youth Employment Program, and Middlesex Habitat for Humanity. Keeping with their commitment to actively participate in their charitable giving, they've sponsored a house for a family on Liberty Street through Habitat for Humanity, which the Griffins found to be an especially rewarding experience due to the security that the home was able to provide to the family. The Peach Pit Foundation received the Middlesex YMCA's Youth Development Community Impact Award in 2015, Middlesex Community College Donor Recognition Award in 2016, and the Community Foundation of Middlesex County's Local Leaders, Local Legends, Unsung Hero Award. Sharon serves on the Community Foundation of Middlesex County Board, the Family Selection Committee for Middlesex Habitat for Humanity of Connecticut, and Grants Committee of Coggin-Chog Valley Educational Foundation. They were married in 1977 and live in Durham. I got a lot of catching up to do. I got my 20th anniversary there, and I still got to catch up here. So you got a big anniversary this year. 40 years. Congratulations. Maybe. Don't say maybe. Come on. They have 2 children, Jessica Griffin, chef, and Will Griffin. Their children are also involved in their philanthropy, as the Griffins want to emphasize that philanthropy is a learned behavior. When not giving back to the community, the Griffins enjoy traveling to warm climates, especially in the last few days, reading, sports, music, food, and wine, and spending quality time with their 2 grandchildren, and they spoil them like crazy, I bet. I give you Bill and Sharon Griffin.
So thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We thank the Chamber. I'd like to thank the partners in this room that help us with the community work we do. There's a lot of you, and we couldn't do it without that support. Sharon and I are look right back there. Sharon and I are blessed to have had opportunities through our life, and we like to give back and present opportunities to others that are looking for a leg up. So we hope to continue to be able to do it, and we just really appreciate everybody being here.
Congratulations. Our next distinguished citizen, a good friend of the Chamber, Mr. Ken MacCormac. He retired from Capel Components after 30 years serving as the president and CEO, where he started as head of the company in 1982. Capel sold out 2 or 3 product lines, including its famous horseshoe nail business, and was losing money. Left with only parachute hardware business, Ken turned the company around by purchasing 6 companies and 7 related product lines, including the purchase of the Ripley Company. During his time, he increased revenue by 135%. He attributes his success in business to treating employee like family, saying that if you are dedicated to them, they will be dedicated to you. He's another New Yorker, born in Amityville, raised in Wantaw, found his way up here to Connecticut, graduated from Harvard College. He was in NROTC program, served 2 years in the U.S. Navy during the Korean War as a lieutenant. And he said that being as an officer and making decisions at age 21, it was a formative experience preparing him for life and business. He attended the Darden Graduate School of Business Administration at the University of Virginia and received an MBA in 1960. He experienced firsthand the rise of global computer industry and manufacturing, and worked in senior roles at Industrial Photographic Equipment Corporation, Smythe Manufacturing Corporation, and Highway Safety and Fabrication Corporation before his long career as president and CEO of Capewell Components. His career is marked by innovation, risk-taking, effective promotion, and most importantly, taking care of his employees. He believes that there's no sure path to any career. The secret to a good career is motivation and quality work, stating that the twists and turns is what makes life interesting. Scholarship recipients, take note on that one, okay? Twists and turns. He currently serves as a consultant for the Value Concepts Company. He's on the Middlesex Chamber Board of Directors and served as a chamber chairman from 2008 to 2009. He was a member of the Board of Directors for CBIA and also serves as a member of the Old Guard, which raises money for charitable groups like the Salvation Army and the YMCA. He's been married 59 years. So we got 40, I'm 20, 59. Woo! To his better half and wife, Mary, they have 3 children. And when he's not volunteering, he's gardening, fishing, reading, and just being a great friend to this chamber. Ken MacCormac, please come up for your Distinguished Citizen Award.
Thank you. Well, I thought we'd have a little fun here. I brought Larry a present. And since I have a half an hour or 2-hour speech, I'm not sure which. I think I can rip this open for you, Larry, and let me read the label at the top. Now, I hope I have the right end. Oh, I don't. Anyway, we'll try again. At this end of things, this is the important part. It says, the label says to Larry, not for personal use, the hook for long-winded speakers. I got the hook. So you can give me the hook. Well, I must say, I was shocked and surprised when Andrea Fassler called me and to say that I was awarded the Distinguished Citizens Award this year. I'm deeply honored. From my early association with the Chamber, I was impressed with Larry's leadership, the dedication of the Chamber staff and volunteers, and if you need some help with a business issue, the Chamber is a tremendous resource, tremendous. I can't tell you how many times people have turned to the Chamber for help or advice. The staff gets things done with enthusiasm and a can-do spirit. And it's wonderful because there's nobody that says no. They just go ahead and do. I felt the warmth and sincerity and support of the Chamber from the beginning. Well, tonight I stand here to thank my family and my wife, Mary. Sometimes I didn't feel like going to a meeting, and Mary would say, well, why don't you go? And I was glad I did. I want to thank my family and Larry, the staff, and all of you for your friendship and support over the years. May you have good health, and may the sun shine on all of you and the Chamber for many years to come.
That's a great hook. You might use it come December. Our next honoree for the Distinguished Citizen is Phil Ouellette. Oh, yes, absolutely. He is co-owner of Eli Cannon's Tap Room, boasting 24 years as an owner of that distinct establishment. He's been a staple of the Norwood District, previously known as North End, since 1994, and the acronym was coined by him at the time of the opening of the Nora Cupcake Company with his partner, Kerry Corella, in 2012. And prior to establishing the tap room, he spent 10 years in the hospitality business. And after establishing Eli Cannons, he was on the board of directors for the Connecticut Restaurant Association and was a member of their legislative committee. He is currently an active member of the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, Middlesex Board of Directors, and has held the position of the Central Business Bureau Chairman, as well as Chairman of the Middlesex Community College Red Moon Fest. In 2015, Eli Cannons was presented with the Business of the Year Award, additionally. In keeping with his philosophy, it's not about us, it's about all of us. Phil finds time to give back to the community that he has helped to make his business successful. He is an enthusiastic participant in the Hal Kaplan Middletown Mentoring Program, contributes to Oddfellows Playhouse Youth Theater, and has established the much-talked-about final destination for the Holiday on Main Street tree lighting ceremonies, where without fail it snows every year. Phil's involvement in the community also extends beyond Middletown, where he spent a number of years coaching youth wrestling and lacrosse in Madison. His better half is Gwen. He's been married to, how many years? We've been disclosing years here, so 8 years. She works in the pharmaceutical research, and he's also a proud dad to daughter Corinne, who is a two-sport athlete and is as a sophomore at Clark University studying child psychology. 34 years in the hospitality business, and this is a great quote, what I like to say here. It only feels like 1,000 years, but I'm sure I have another 1,000 in me. Phil, please join us and come up for your distinguished citizen.
I too brought Larry a present that my grandmother made years and years ago. She was a silversmith, and it's a family heirloom, and I just wanted you to have it because you're so special to me. I'd like to thank the Middlesex Chamber and the nomination committee, as well as recognize and congratulate all the recipients today, as well as the scholarship winners, and especially Billy Warner, that I've known for 25 years. It's an honor to be up here. I'd like to thank my wife, Gwen, and my daughter, Corey, for their support throughout the years. Like it said, my wife is in the pharmaceutical research industry. My daughter is a two-sport athlete at Clark University studying child psychology. Both of them are well above my pay grade. I'm glad they let me join in conversations every once in a while in the kitchen. It's very nice of them, but I know it's painful for them to hear me say, "What about this?" And they look at each other like, "Really? Is that actually an idea?" I have to thank some friends of mine that came here today. I have to thank Dave and Jess Labadia, Fire Marshal Al, who taught me the value of paying my sales and use tax early on in the business, which is very important. Carrie Corella, my former partner at the now world-famous Nora Cupcake Company. She's the sole owner. And finally, once I left, they went worldwide. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it personally, but I wish her nothing but the best. She is fantastic. I need to thank Fire Marshal Al. For years of awesome advice, not only business-wise, but sometimes personal-wise, whether things were good or whether things were bad. Al was always a calm voice of reason. Nobody does more for the chamber or the town than Al. Most of the stuff that he does, nobody even knows about. He does it, and he just likes to fly under the radar, and it gets done, and that has my utmost respect. And I've always thought, really, of Al as, really like the great-great-grandfather that I never had. And I truly appreciate that. I have to thank Tony Pacino, who's at the table from Wells Fargo, for giving me really sound advice as we head the business into the future. But I definitely have to thank one of my best friends, Johnny Moore, for keeping me grounded in the past. And he's always very quick to say, you know, you could take the kid out of New Britain, but you can't take New Britain out of the kid. And I absolutely agree with him. So whenever I'm like, hey, I got an award, he's like, really? I don't care about your awards. And to prove a point, Coach Larry always sends out thank you notes, and he always signs them, "You're the best." And I brought one time to Johnny's shop, and I said, "Johnny, look at this. I get this from Larry. You're the best." He said, "Really?" Went to his drawer, pulled out a stack of them, put them down. He said, "You could thumb through it. Take your time. It's going to take a while. They all say, 'You're the best.'" So at some point, not tonight, Lair, but at some point, you'll have to decide who's actually the best. Now, I'll keep these last ones short only because I learned as CVB chair, when I sat on the left side of Larry during meetings, his signal to me was when somebody was taking too long, he would tap his Xavier ring on the table, and I would hear it, and that would be my signal to use the hook and get the person moving along. So if I hear that, I'll know that my time is up. 25 years ago, I applied for a $15,000 loan with the city of Middletown. $15,000 may have been $1 million. It didn't really matter. If you didn't have it, you didn't have it. I went to see then Mayor Tommy Serra. And Tommy Serra said, "You know what, we're gonna take a shot with this, and I'm gonna endorse you, and we're gonna present it to the council." And I know Jerry Daly is not here tonight, but I know Bob Santangelo is. And they were on that council, and the three of them voted for it. They supported it. Without the 15,000, without these three men, there's no Eli Cannons. No question about it. So to them, I have to say thank you. Shortly after we opened, 24 years, I met Coach Larry McHugh. Somebody said, "You got to go down and join the chamber." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Because Larry said you got to go down and join the chamber." And I was like, "Who's Larry?" And they were like, "You got to go join the chamber." So I went down and I joined the chamber and I met Coach McHugh. And I have to say, by far, there has not been a better mentor in the city of Middletown, in the chamber. Any problem that I have, it doesn't have to be business related. I've gotten no better advice than anybody from Larry. He taught me the true importance of how to make a successful business is to make sure that you're giving back to the community. He said if the community wins, you win, everybody wins, everybody does good. So I learned that from Larry. I learned the value of handwritten thank you cards from Larry. My daughter will tell you, who's sitting over there like, "Really?" Yeah, you got to write thank you cards to people because it's important. But I think when it comes to Coach, after all these years, I'd have to say that I respect the fact that you have the courage to let me stand in front of an open mic with no delay button and no way to pull me off, knowing this has gone bad before. This has gone horribly wrong in the past, and yet when Jackie Williams called me and said, "We're going to give you this award," I said, "Are you sure Larry said me? Does it involve a microphone and people?" And she said, "Yes, he trusts you." So thank you for having that trust in me. And finally, certainly last but not least, 73 years ago, yesterday, my dad and other members of the greatest generation landed on the beaches of Normandy. So yesterday, I went about my day doing probably the normal things that we all do, the normal, what I considered kind of trivial things that you have to get done on a day-to-day basis, and I went about that day and I did all those things. But as I was doing them, I thought, 73 years ago, how were they spending their day? And I found myself kind of overcome with personal insignificance. And so I always felt that it would be wrong not to try to give back to the community. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Phil. And a great point about yesterday. I'd like to, as I close, before I hand it over to Larry, I'd like to recognize our board of directors. You'll see in our handout here in the program. And if their names are listed, if the officers and directors could please stand. You know who you are, so please stand to be recognized. We want to thank, come on, stand. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you so much for your dedication and all that you have done over the years. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. And it's time for me to hand this off to Coach.
What a wonderful night again tonight. And you know, I travel around the state quite a bit with some of the other boards I'm on. But this is a special, special night because we're really honoring special people. Our scholarship winners, Bill and Sharon, Kenny Mack and Phil and Bill. These are real role models for our business community and our community in general. People that have given back. I really want to say to Bill how proud I am of you. Bill played football for me and took a lot of grief from me, probably. And he is exactly what we all want as coaches to end up being and doing. And for that, I am honored to say I coached you. Sharon, I want to thank you for your unbelievable commitment and dedication to our community. And Bill, touch base a little bit on that special day. He was shot in the line of duty multiple times, and he made it through it. And it meant a lot to me when he said, when he was going through those tough times, that he wanted to give back to the community, and that is so, so important. And for that, Bill, I'm grateful. And Kenny Mack, you've just been there with me for so long, a major cancer survivor on numerous occasions, and he taught me the word to never give up and to continue to go forward and to make sure that you give back to the community. Hear, hear. And Phil Ouellette, Phil is one of those special people you end up meeting as you move forward through the days of your life. Loyalty and dedication and a stand-up person. And for that, I am forever grateful. I want to thank all of the distinguished citizens. We have 22 of them here tonight. And Anthony touched base on that. I dare to say any other organization that honors people would not have that number of people that come back to recognize these people. There were over 220 nominations for this special award. And the committee is made up of past distinguished citizen award members. That way, this award is always going to be special. We have 55 board members that are with us here today. Make sure that you check the year in review with all of the activities that this chamber does. 10 divisions, 25 councils and committees dealing with mentoring kids, youth career fairs, unbelievable, 1,400 students coming to Wesleyan, McSack, which is drug alcohol, which we deal in, Side Street to Main Street program, over 250 have graduated from that program that's been nationwide recognized for dealing in the minority community. All of these things, plus summer youth, every year putting 80, 90 kids to work, is just phenomenal. our breakfasts, our business after works, our expo, and all of the other events we run could not be done without a dedicated staff. And they're over there. Our two vice presidents, Johanna and Jeff, Nancy, our controller, and the whole other staff that's with us here today that makes this chamber tick. We had a real estate function on Thursday with over 50 in attendance, a sold-out golf tournament on Friday, an event tonight with 375 people at it, all sorts of events coming up with a breakfast, a job fair with 40 companies hiring, a breakfast with the Travelers Golf Tournament, and every month they do this, and they never complain, and they continue to go forward. I would like to now say a couple of things about our chairman this year. Last year, when I talked about Vin and all of the other past chairs that are with us here today, and can all the past chairs please stand up? Because when I want Chandler, all of them, Vin, Chandler, all of them, stay standing, stay standing. I want you to all stay standing on this for me, please. Because I'm going to talk about Greg, but I'm talking about each and every one of you. I have been blessed, first of all, to have a great wife and daughter, Patty and Chelsea, and 3 sons that aren't here today, but are always in my heart. But I've been blessed to have leaders of this chamber, like Greg Shook, who was this year, that have dedicated themselves to making sure this chamber is the best chamber in the country. These individuals that are standing and Greg Shook are a special breed of individuals. They're leaders, they're dedicated, and they give back. And that's Greg Shook this year. A full year of a partnership with me and the chamber staff, like each and every one of these special people standing have done, to continue to make this chamber the best, to continue to help people out, and continue to fight for business every day. It's not bad to be in business. It's important to be in business because business keeps the community going with jobs, taxes, and support of the nonprofit community. Greg, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your dedication, and I'm really proud that you are going to join this special group. Greg Shook.
Well, I think I said it all earlier. The word of thanks talks about the great staff, the great people to be associated with. It's all about connections, and the connections we make through your life gets you further and helps you when you run into struggles. And people that you meet along the way help you form and make the decisions that you make. And I'm very, very proud to be standing in front of you and humbled by the fact that I can help the membership and help this great chamber move on. So thank you all very much. And I get to pass this gavel on to my next chair here, Rick Morin, and please.
Great. Thank you, Greg. I want to start out by thanking Greg for his past year of tremendous service and providing me with the guidance that I need to do this. But I first want to say that my mentor here, Mr. Jim Kama, suggested that I put together a quite lengthy speech, which I did do. But thanks to my friend Ken MacCormac, I'm relieved of having to go through this. So I appreciate that, Ken. But seriously, I just want to acknowledge our award winners, the Michael Green recipient and our and our scholarship winners for everything and for what they do for the community. But I'm looking forward to the year ahead, looking forward to serving the Chamber and working with all of you great people. And I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. Good night.
Sun always shines in Middlesex County, and Anthony Masotti did a great job tonight. Have a great night. Thank you.